This video will discuss when the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate is acceptable to be used in business. The Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate, which is bundled with every AhsayCBS installation by default, is a handy tool to have, but using it for a production backup server could be a big mistake. Here's when it makes sense and when it doesn't. For a public-facing backup server. For any public-facing backup server or WAN environment, it is never a good idea to deploy your AhsayCBS with the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate. That is, even if you have never suffered a security or cryptographic attack of any sorts, you must put forth a very trustworthy front for your customers, as the slightest security misstep could be catastrophic to your company's image. Does this look like a trustworthy website to you? While the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate also encrypt customers' data and other account credentials, most browsers such as Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox will display a security alert because the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate was not verified by a trusted certificate authority. The security warnings associated with the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate may drive away potential customers with fear that the website does not secure their credentials and data. Both brand reputation and customer trust are damaged. For an internal-facing backup server. For internal backup server or LAN environment, the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate should only be used on a temporary phase such as proof of concept phase or for testing purposes. Many organizations advise internal users to simply ignore the warnings, since they know that the internal web console is safe. But this could encourage dangerous public browsing behavior. Internal users accustomed to ignoring warnings on internal sites may be inclined to ignore warnings on public sites as well, leaving them and your organization vulnerable to malware and other threats such as open to man-in-the-middle attacks. To conclude, the simple fact is, the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate should only be used for temporary internal LAN-only services or for testing purposes. For any other setup, it is strongly recommended to install a trusted SSL certificate for your backup service. Note: for instruction on how to install a trusted SSL certificate for your AhsayCBS server, refer to the instruction provided in the AhsayCBS Administrator System Settings Guide. Click the link in the video description. Click the link in the video description for the trusted CA list for Ahsay version 7, version 8, and version 9. Alternatively, contact sales to inquire about SSL certificate CSR generation and SSL certificate installation services. Please note that it is not Ahsay Systems' obligation to renew a dummy certificate, since the default Ahsay dummy or self-signed certificate is only intended for functionality testing purposes. Please refer to the KB article named "How Do I Renew the Ahsay Self-Signed SSL and CA Certificate on my AhsayCBS backup server?" Click the link in the video description.